I used to think owning a pool was all about skimming leaves, balancing chemicals, and shelling out for chlorine like it was liquid gold. But man, was I wrong. The real headache was my neighbor, Linda, and her pack of entitled buddies who treated my backyard like their personal resort. By the time I was done with them, though, they learned a lesson they'll never forget, and let's just say their hair paid the price. I'm Jack, just a regular guy in a quiet little suburb outside Phoenix, Arizona. After years of busting my back in construction, long days under the desert sun, hauling lumber, pouring concrete, I finally saved enough to buy my dream home. Nothing crazy, just a solid house with a brick patio, a shady mesquite tree, and a pool that sparkled like a turquoise oasis. Every weekend, I'd fire up the grill, crack a cold one, and watch my kids, Mia and Ethan, splash around while my wife, Sarah, kicked back with a book. It was our slice of heaven, hard-earned, and ours alone, or so I thought. Then there was Linda, early 50s, hair dyed a brassy blonde that screamed drugstore special, and a voice that could wake a coma patient. She wasn't just any neighbor. She was the neighbor, the kind of HOA dictator who'd measure your grass with a ruler and leave a passive-aggressive note if it was half an inch too long. She'd been president of our HOA until they kicked her out for, let's call it, overzealous leadership. But even without the title, Linda strutted around like she owned the cul-de-sac, clipboard in hand, sunglasses perched like a crown, barking orders about mailboxes and fence paint. At first, I played nice and nod, a wave, keep the peace, I figured she'd leave us alone if we stayed off her radar. Big mistake. It started small. I'd come home from 12-hour shift, bone-tired, and notice wet footprints by the pool, smudges of sunscreen on the deck, or the faint smell of some floral perfume that definitely wasn't Sarah's. Then one evening, I caught her through the kitchen blinds, Linda, in a neon green swimsuit, lounging in my pool with a margarita, acting like she was at a Vegas day club. I marched out, trying to keep it civil. Hey, Linda, this is private property. Can you ask before you use the pool? She laughed, this high-pitched cackle that made my skin crawl, and said, "Oh, Jack, lighten up, we're neighbors. Neighbors share." I clenched my jaw. Not my pool, they don't. She just waved me off like I was some kid whining about a toy. After that, it got worse. Linda didn't just sneak in. She brought her whole crew, 4 or 5 women in their 40s, plus a couple of guys who looked like they'd wandered out of a dive bar. They'd blast country hits from a cheap speaker, pop open cans of seltzer, and leave my backyard looking like a frat house after a rager emptied chip bags, bottle caps, even a half-eaten hot dog floating in the shallow, end one time. I'd spend my Sundays cleaning up their mess, scrubbing algae, balancing the pH, while Linda posted selfies on Instagram, captioned, "Paradise found. Neighborhood perks." That one stung. Paradise? That was my paradise, paid for with my sweat, and she was turning it into her personal photo op. I tried reasoning with her again. "Linda, you're trashing my yard. You gotta stop." She smirked, adjusting her oversized hat. "Jack, don't be so stingy. A pool's meant to be enjoyed." Stingy? I'd worked double shifts to afford this place, built the deck myself, calluses and all, and she had the nerve to call me stingy? That was the moment I snapped, not out loud. Not yet, but inside, something shifted. I wasn't going to be her doormat anymore. I started keeping a log. Photos of their trash, timestamps of their parties, screenshots of Linda's smug posts. I thought about dragging the HOA into it, but those meetings were Linda's playground. She'd spin it, make me the bad guy, probably claim I was anti-community. So I sat on my patio one night, sipping a beer, staring at the pool's calm surface, when my eyes landed on a jug of industrial-strength bleach in the shed. The label read, "Caution, may cause irritation." And just like that, a light bulb went off, not a mean one, not a dangerous one, but a perfect one. If Linda wanted my pool so bad, I'd let her have it on my terms. I wasn't out to hurt anyone, I'm not a monster. But a little discomfort? A little embarrassment? Oh, that sounded just right. I spent a late night on pool forums, learning what too much bleach could do. Dry out hair, irritate skin, fade swimsuits. Nothing permanent, just enough to make Linda's next dip unforgettable. I bought a couple extra jugs at the hardware store, playing it cool with the cashier, then hid them behind the mower. Linda had a pattern big parties on Saturdays, smaller dips on weekdays. I picked a Saturday, set up my security cameras to catch every angle, and waited. Friday night, while the kids slept, I crept out to the pool. The water glowed under the moonlight, so calm it almost felt wrong to mess with it. I poured in the bleach one jug, then two, then a third, stirring it with the pool net until it blended in, invisible but deadly to Linda's ego. The sharp chemical smell hit my nose, and I grinned like a kid pulling a prank. "Have fun, Linda," I whispered, heading back inside, my heart racing with anticipation. Saturday noon, right on cue, the gate creaked. Linda strutted in, tote bag swinging, followed by her usual posse, 3 women cackling like they owned the place. They tossed their towels on my chairs, dove in, and for a few minutes it was business as usual, splashing, laughing, Linda floating on a pink raft with her drink raised like a queen. I watched from my laptop, the camera feed streaming live. Then it started. One friend scratched her arm, frowning. Another squirmed, rubbing her neck. Linda tugged at her hair, her face twisting. And then shriek, "My hair! Oh my God, what's happening to my hair?" Her perfect blonde locks were frizzing out, turning brittle and patchy like straw left in the sun. Her friends scrambled out, clawing at their skin, yelping about burning. One slipped on the deck, nearly face-planting. It was chaos glorious, beautiful chaos. I leaned back, grinning so wide my cheeks hurt. The bleach had worked like a charm. Linda's hair looked like a bad Halloween wig, her makeup smeared, her confidence shattered. They grabbed their stuff and fled, leaving behind a trail of spilled drinks and soggy snacks. Sarah peeked over my shoulder at the screen. "You're awful," she said, but she was smirking. "Creative," I corrected, raising my beer. "There's a difference." The fallout was even better. Linda stopped her HOA patrols, her clipboard nowhere in sight. Neighbors started whispering at the grocery store, at the mailbox. "Did you see Linda's hair? Like a fried tumbleweed." I didn't even have to spread the word. The neighborhood did it for me. But I wasn't done. I sent the footage anonymously, of course, to a few trusted neighbors. By morning, it was everywhere. "This is gold," one texted me. "You're a legend," another said. Linda couldn't fight back. Every complaint would just admit she'd been trespassing. At the next HOA meeting, she tried to strike back, standing up in her scarf and caked on makeup, voice shaking. "There's a health hazard in this neighborhood, a pool with dangerous chemicals." I stood, calm as ever, and held up my phone. "Funny you know so much about my pool, Linda. Care to explain this?" I plugged in a USB, and the room's TV lit up with her trespassing, partying, then shrieking as her hair fell apart. The crowd lost it, gasps, laughs, even as serves her right from the back. The HOA president, Tom, shut her down. "You're trespassing, Linda. You're fined, and you're banned from community amenities for 6 months." She slumped, speechless, her scarf slipping to reveal that frizzy mess. I leaned over and whispered, "How's that for sharing?" After that, Linda was a ghost. No more strutting, no more lectures. Her own pool party flopped her murky water, and broken chairs sent her guests running. Meanwhile, my yard became the spot. Neighbors stopped by, kids swam, with permission, and for the first time, the street felt like a community, not Linda's kingdom. The HOA even posted a notice. "Trespassing is prohibited. Respect your neighbors." Everyone knew who it was about. Sitting by my pool now, watching Mia and Ethan splash, Sarah reading in the shade. I feel at peace, real peace. Linda thought she could take what wasn't hers. Thought her HOA crown made her untouchable. But she learned the hard way. Push too far, and someone pushes back. I didn't just protect my pool. I showed everyone that bullies only win if you let them. But deep down, I know Linda's not gone for good. She's out there, plotting, waiting for a comeback. And when she tries, I'll be ready, cameras on, bleach in hand. So what's your take? Was I wrong to hit Linda where it hurt? Or did she have it coming? Drop a comment with your wildest neighbor or HOA story. I know you've got one. And if you're loving this kind of drama, hit subscribe. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's next.